Welcome to online classes, Brooklyn Grammar High School, Medpalli. In this video, I will teach about classification of elements and the periodic table from class 10th. And today you are going to learn about Dobereiner's law of triads, Newland's law of actives. Before that, let me give a small introduction about classification of elements. A medical shop contains a vast number of medicines. The shopkeeper finds it difficult to remember all the names of medicines that he has. When you go to a medical shop and ask the shopkeeper for a particular medicine, he hands over it to you without any difficulty. Says or no? How is it possible? And the next example, have you gone to supermarket anytime? Think of Super Bazaar once. When you step into it, you see a particular arrangement of goods inside it. When you look for needed grocery, you can select it easily. So, from the above observations, you need to understand for any system involving several things, a particular order of arrangement of those things is essential. In the same way, in chemistry, from the earliest times, scientists have been trying to classify the available elements into a limited number of groups on the basis of their properties. So let's see Dobereiner's law of triads. So what is meant by triads? A group of elements that have similar properties called triads. It was proposed by Dobereiner. He was a German scientist, and he tried to give a relationship between the properties of elements and their atomic weights. Let me give the definition. According to Dobereiner, when elements with similar properties are arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weights, the atomic weight of the middle element is the atomic weight of the first and third element. See children, here for example, lithium, sodium, potassium is given. If you take an average of first and third element, you can get the atomic weight of the middle element. Let's check. This is the definition of Dobereiner's law of triads. For example, lithium. The mass of lithium is 7 plus the mass of potassium is 39. If you take average of them by 2 gives 46 by 2. Finally we get 23. So it is the atomic mass of sodium. Next, moving on to the limitations. All the known elements at the time could not be arranged in the form of triads. So except 3 pairs like lithium, sodium, potassium, calcium, strontium, barium, chlorine, bromine, iodine. So approximately he got the atomic masses of middle elements of these. So remaining elements he could not be arranged in the form of triad. So this is become one of the limitation. Next, and this law is valid for only low mass, not high mass. With very low mass elements like hydrogen, helium, valid for these type of elements. It is not valid for high mass elements. This is another limitation. So as the techniques improved for measuring atomic masses accurately, the law was unable to remain strictly valid. Okay, so these are the limitations of D'Aubrener's law of triads. So next one, moving on to the Newland's law of octaves. So this was proposed by British scientist John Newlands. The word octaves is inspired from the music, just like we saw on the keyboard. Have you seen a keyboard anytime? Yeah, there are some musical notes, right? What are they? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the eighth one become what again? Do. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. In the sense, eighth note is the repetition of the first note. Similarly, Newlands observed, when he arranged all the elements in their increasing order of atomic masses, he observed repetition in chemical properties. First and eighth elements have similar chemical properties, and second and ninth and so on, etc. Now look at the table. For example, hydrogen, consider first elements, then again eighth element become F. So as per him, hydrogen and fluorine have same same or similar chemical properties, and also chlorine and these and these, not only in a row or in a column, any element you take from the table. For example, aluminium. For example, what? Aluminium. Aluminium. So for the aluminium, the eighth element is resembles in its properties 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, eighth element is the chromium. Chromium is the eighth element for aluminium. Again, yttrium is the eighth element for chromium. Okay, cesium and lanthanum is the eighth elements of yttrium. So nothing but they possess similar chemical properties. That's why they were arranged in octaves tables. Okay. He has also some limitations. Let's see. There are instances of two elements fitted into the same slot, cobalt and nickel. Look at here, cobalt and nickel, cesium and lanthanum. At a time, two elements were fitted in the same slot. He did not explain the reason for why he fitted in the same slot or allotted the same slot. This is become one of the limitation, and certain elements totally dissimilar in their properties were fitted into the same group, same fluorine, chlorine, bromine. Next one, actually not given here. Next one, iodine will come. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine are the halogens group elements, and they have similar chemical properties, but not similar with the cobalt and nickel. Platinum, next one, platinum and iridium, even though they fitted in the same slot. What is the reason? He did not explain. So this is become another limitations of this law. And finally, actually now we have 118 elements, but at the time this Newland's law of octaves restricted for only 56 elements, only 56. He did not leave any room for the next discovered elements. That's why it become another limitation. So children, now try to understand the two laws, Dobereiner law of triads and Newland's law of actives. Try to write them in a notebook, okay, and also practice them. Their limitations also very important. Thank you.